All right, it looks like we are live here, and I have going to be doing also Instagram live at the same time. So bear with me as I connect, and yeah, let's talk about spirit babies. Okay. Hey there, and welcome. This is Nancy Weiss. I'm here today to bring you this class on connecting with spirit babies. I am so excited to be able to bring this class to you. I feel like it's been forever that that I've done a live, but I wanted to share. This is such an exciting subject, such a big subject, especially when women hear about spirit babies for the first time, and that it is a concept, and that you can start to connect with your babies prior to conception. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Nancy Weiss. I am an intuitive coach and healer. I teach my clients to trust their intuition, master their mindset, and manifest their desires, like bringing their babies into the world. So, I have two daughters myself, Luna and Ayla. They were both conceived via embryo adoption. Luna, I had her when I was 42 years old, and I had Ayla at 45 years old. And I was already a fertility coach at the time when I was pregnant with Luna, and then I heard about spirit babies, and I think it was through Kelly Meehan, the spirit baby medium. And I said, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize that this is a concept. So I was like, okay, I need to get on this. And I got the book Spirit Babies by Walter McKitchen, devoured that in like a day and a half, and then started working on connecting with my baby in my own way. So you'll see there's different types of book, different types of ways of connecting. Walter teaches about chanting, but that's not something that I've really ever done. So I relied on my other psychic intuitive abilities to connect with my baby. So I started connecting with Luna about 8 to 9 months before I even knew how I would get pregnant with her. Before we were doing, we were going through tons of IVF. We were trying naturally in between when we were kind of resting off cycles. And then embryo adoption came up, and we were able to do that. Um, so I went from with Luna, I went from feeling her presence. So it was something that, even though I was already, had abilities like psychic abilities and intuitive abilities, it wasn't just like I connected with Luna like that and we were like, hey, how you doing? It was a gradual introduction. It was a gradual communication of learning to kind of learn about each other and know each other. And so, as I would do the daily visualization and meditation and really be intent on connecting with her, that's where her personality started to come through. That's where I really started to see her and see what she looked like. Then I would feel her and feel her personality. And finally, we were getting this two-way conversation where I would be able to ask her questions, and she would either answer me in that meditation, or I would get a sign about it later on that day. So I'd be like shopping and then find something with her name on it, and I would just be like, "Oh my goodness, this is her!" And it was incredible. So it's an incredible way to just foster this relationship even before you conceive. Now, Ayla was a little bit different. Now, at that time by Ayla, I was already doing spirit baby stuff professionally for other women through my business for I think 2.5 years at that point. And Ayla was like an enigma. She had a very different way of communicating, or not communicating at all, which was so frustrating to me because I kept saying, like, hey, I do this myself. Like, I do this for a living. I do this for other women. I connect with their spirit babies. I connected with Luna. Why can't I connect with you? And so what I needed to learn, it was a great teaching point for me that I learned afterwards. um, that every baby is different. The communication is going to be different. The energy is going to be different. So there's so much around it. And so I want to, one of the things I want to say is to encourage you that every pregnancy is going to be different. Every spirit baby is going to be different. And learning just how to do that communication is going to change as you go through cycles, or even, just like, say this is your first child, they may be quiet, on the quieter side, and so you have to learn how to use different parts of your intuitive ability. So I love teaching about this, and I'm so excited to share with you today. So today's agenda, or today's schedule, so we're going to talk a little bit about spirit baby, but I'm going to assume that everyone here knows what a spirit baby is. um, so I'm going to talk a little bit about spirit baby. We're going to talk about how we communicate with each other with our spirit baby. I'll talk a little bit how to connect, one of the ways to connect. So there are many different types of ways, but I'll talk about one way to connect to kind of help you get into that zone that you need to be in. Then we'll talk about Q&A. So I'm not going to take questions during this call. I have already collected questions in the last few days that I'm going to answer, and hopefully it will answer your question as well. But feel free afterwards, if you do post a question, I'll answer it after I get off the live, and so I'll be able to help you like that. So after I go through our Q&A, we are going to do an incredible visualization slash meditation. And for that, I'm just going to preface this. If you are driving, if you're doing operating heavy machinery or anything like that, you'll need to stop there. Do not proceed with the meditation. Wait till you're done doing what you're doing, and then when you can come back and sit down and be quiet, relaxing, laying in bed or sitting in a chair, then you can do the meditation and visualization. Okay. And finally, after that, I'll talk about an exciting announcement on how a new offer on how you can work with me. Okay. I know, heavy machinery. All right. So, spirit babies. What is a spirit baby? Very simply put, a spirit babies are souls that have chosen us as their parents. That's it. They have chosen us. They have said, "Yes, that's the one I want. That is the mommy that I want. That is the daddy that I want." Or the mommy and mommy, or daddy and daddy, whatever it may be. They decide who they want to come to. Okay. Also, I believe that we're able to call a spirit baby in consciously to connect with. So we feel like, hey, I don't know if a spirit baby has chosen me. You can start to say, hey, I would like to connect with you. I would like to call in a spirit baby that is to be mine. So that's pretty much what a spirit baby is. And I'm not going to go really much further into it because I think we have the gist of it. Okay. All right, so today is about communication. That's why it's called Communication with Spirit Babies. And I have three important points that I want you to know about communicating with your baby. Um, First thing is, anyone can do this, okay? Even though I may do this professionally and I can connect with other women's spirit babies, it doesn't mean that you can't do it, nor do you need somebody else to do it for you, okay? We all have the ability to do this, to connect. We're all born with natural, intuitive, and psychic abilities that have been shut down probably as you get into your 20s and 30s. So it's about awakening those abilities again, getting in touch with your spiritual side in order to help you connect even further. So that's what this is about. This is really about, too, about getting in touch with yourself, getting in touch with your intuition, trusting your intuition. That's a huge one. Trusting your intuition, trusting that the messages that you are receiving are from your baby. Okay. So remember, anyone can do this. You don't need somebody. Don't rely on somebody else. I mean, of course, you can have somebody else like me. I'm happy to do that during my sessions, but know that healers and things like that and mediums don't hold all this magic to connect with your baby. You have it within you. Okay. Second, it is your intention, and this is in capital letters, your intention and your belief is key when is key that you can connect with them. Okay, again, that's going to be so important. If you sit there thinking like, hey, I'm not going to be able to connect, or I can't possibly connect, or I don't really believe this, then you're going to put that block up, and you're just going to kind of like close off that third eye and close off that heart to the possibilities of this beautiful psychic communication. Okay, so without that, make sure that you have that intention and belief that you can and you will connect with your baby. And if you can't do it right away, then it'll be something that you practice. Okay, that's what this is about too. This is about practicing your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities, so that, and cultivating them so that you can connect with them. Okay, and finally, every woman is going to have a unique experience with her spirit baby or spirit babies. And each baby is going to communicate differently with you as their own baby. Like I told you about Luna and Ayla, they were complete opposite. I had super sassy, talkative child. I could see her hands on her hips. And then I had Ayla, who I was begging, like, please talk to me, please send me signs, anything. So know that it's always going to be unique, and it's just about trust and patience. Okay? All right. So, how do we communicate with each other? How do we communicate? How do babies communicate? How can we communicate as mothers? Okay? And as parents too. I always talk about women, but of course I mean dads too. So, spirit babies communicate through a variety of different ways, and it's the use of our intuitive abilities is what's going to help that type of communication. Okay, and it's going to be unique for each person. So we are born psychic. We have psychic senses. We have our intuitive abilities. Our psychic senses are called the clairs. If you've ever heard of that before, you have clairaudience, which is hearing, psychic hearing. You have clairsentience, which is psychic feeling. Clairvoyant, which is one of my main abilities. I would say like 80% of what I do is clairvoyant, and that is me. I am able to see messages within or see things within my mind's eye. And there's claircognizant as well, which is just knowing. That's just when you know something. So that's the other part of what are strong for me. So everyone is going to be different. Everyone's going to have a little bit stronger in one area, weaker in another area, but you could totally work on those. Okay. Um, we also have just our regular senses of how we take in the world. Some of us are kinesthetic. We like to feel things, okay? Some of us are visual. We're going to see things. We really respond to the visual. Some of us are auditory. So for us, it's sounds, okay, voices and things like that. So it's always going to be a little bit different. You may sense skin tingles in your skin when they are near and close to you. I get that with spirit a lot. Some of it's going to be, some people find it a lot on the left side of the body where they'll feel just tingles on the left arm and left leg. It's going to be different for everyone. You may just know that your spirit baby is there by like just feeling it, just sensing it. Um, if you're during a meditation, you might see them like visions in your mind, or pictures. It could be still pictures. It could be like a movie, and you might see them like, I've seen them as beautiful little orbs of light. Okay, I've seen them as a 3 or 4 year old child. I've seen them as a 5 year old child. um, so they're always going to be a little bit different of how they decide to show up. With some, like I said, with my first daughter, it was this two-way conversation. And as I got into this two-way conversation, I then was, I think I saw her first. So I saw her first, and then we got into this two-way conversation, which was just incredible. Um, Other babies, so I'm kind of talking about both of the ways we could communicate. Receiving signs. So receiving signs from baby, you can even ask for signs, but they may send you feathers. They may send you pennies. You may see cardinals. You may see a butterfly. It's going to be different things. And like I said, you can always ask your spirit baby, say, hey, what is your sign? What is your symbol for me? Um, And you can kind of get that visual maybe in your meditation, and then you're out and about, and oh my goodness, all of a sudden you see a feather, or all of a sudden you see a yellow butterfly, and you start to connect and know deep down, it's and that belief that that is your spirit baby talking to you. One of my clients, one of my favoriteest clients, who had her baby about 4 or 5 months ago, her thing was pine cones. It was so strange because these pine cones would be in places like she would be on the beach in California and she would find a pine cone, which didn't make any sense. So for her, that was her thing between her and her baby. For some of you, you may feel just intense emotions when you connect with your spirit baby. You may feel incredible love, incredible joy, bliss, or serenity. It's really going to be up to you, especially again, especially depending on what are your most powerful senses, when it comes to these different things. And so as you grow into your intuitive abilities, you may start off maybe just with feeling something, and then you start to move on to knowing something, or knowing they're there and next to you. This again is usually about practice and taking time and consistency. This is huge. Consistency is key when connecting with your spirit baby. Now, you may hear from some women that they're like, maybe they never tried before and they were like, oh yeah, I just connected really easily, or I knew after we made love that we conceived this very special child. Um, and that is incredible. That is incredible to have that. But I don't want you to get caught up in that. I don't want you to get stuck in that thinking like it's just going to be like this thing that just all of a sudden comes. It takes time and consistency to connect with your baby. Okay. So keep doing it every day. So I'm going to talk a little bit more. We just talked about how do we communicate with each other? How do babies communicate with us? Um, and we're going to talk about how you can connect with your spirit baby. Okay. It's one of the ways of how you can actually physically start to do that. So one of the best ways that I found was through to connect on, and I connected on a daily basis. Just so you know, I did this for, I would say, 15 or 20 minutes every day for 9 months straight before I was pregnant, um, in connecting. And so that was really important to me. Not only just for, it wasn't just about connecting with Luna, but it was about connecting with myself, connecting with my abilities, connecting with my energy, connecting with my spirituality, connecting with my beliefs and my intentions. That was really important in doing that. So creating that sacred time for myself was very special and very poignant in the whole thing. So again, active meditation and visualization is super key in, or one of the great ways to connect. Now, what do I mean? Like in a meditation, I know people get a little bit worried about the word meditation because they're like, oh my God, my mind wanders. I can't think straight, or I'm thinking about like, what am I going to have for dinner? Again, this is something that takes practice. And even with me, when I do meditation now, and I'm even in a meditative state when I do my work for clients, when I do energy healings. When that mind wanders, just bring it back. Just bring it back and refocus on what you were doing. And again, this takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of practice to do, so don't give up. So remember again, your intention is key here. Your intention is key here, and wanting to connect and believing that you can connect, okay? So don't get discouraged, keep up practicing this, okay? Set your expectations aside and commit to being open to all different possibilities, okay? So here is about, I think it's like 7 steps. Yeah, I got like 6 steps in setting up your own visualization slash meditation, okay? So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you are in a great mood. You want yourself to be in a high vibrational state when you connect with spirit, okay? So, how can you get into that great mood? Is it maybe it's a dance? Maybe you listen to your favorite song or band. Maybe you I'll say play, work with some crystals and get some really nice, like high energy going. Selenite is one of the great ones to work with. So maybe you work with that. Maybe you do a little bit of sound healing, tuning forks. Maybe you watch silly videos of cats and puppies on YouTube. Okay, again, it's just about being in a great mood. You don't want to do this when you're feeling down because it's going to be hard to connect. So, feeling joy, feeling bliss, feeling happiness, laughing, get in that great mood so you get into that high vibrational state. Okay, as you sit there, you can put some music on and take some deep cleansing breaths. Inhale and exhale, and just kind of feel yourself settling into the space. Okay. So, to increase that high vibration, okay, we want to do is think of something you love and brings you joy. Again, love is one of the highest vibrations. You can visualize opening your heart with this beautiful green light expanding out. Basically, you just kind of radiant, expanding light and seeing this as a beacon for your baby. So it's kind of like a lighthouse. If you could see a lighthouse in a foggy, off of a foggy beach, and all of a sudden that light, that bright light turns on. That's like baby saying, oh my goodness, there it is. There's her beautiful light. There's her beautiful heart. That's what I am drawn to. Okay. So visualizing that for yourself. So now you want to breathe slowly, kind of breathe naturally, settle into the space. And you can ask to connect with your spirit babies that would like to come to you, earthside, to you in this lifetime. Okay, once again, you want to ask to connect with your spirit babies or baby that would like to come earthside to you in this lifetime, and ask them to come closer to you. And just kind of sit in that meditation for a while. Sit with the music. If you're playing a little bit of music, a nice non spoken meditation music, and kind of just let that all sit there. Okay. And now why I mentioned about babies coming to you earth side is because we may oftentimes be surrounded by multiple spirit babies from the past, spirit babies that are in our future. And so you want to connect with the ones that want to come with you. Not that you can't connect with the ones that want to come with you, to come to you, but connecting the ones that would like to come to you earth side now. Okay. Here you're going to kind of then sit. You're going to sit in that quiet and that stillness. You may have a hand on your heart and a hand on your sacrum. And you are going to just pay attention now. So you're going to pay attention to physical feelings. Do you feel chills? You're going to pay attention to any type of auditory things that come through. You are going to do you see anything, pictures floating by? Do you hear anything? Do you know or have a feeling? Is there something that you just know? Can you ask baby a question in this moment? So doing that is also great too, okay? Every time you do this meditation, you're going to get better and better at it, okay? There's going to be all different types of different situations or different things that come through during your meditations. And you're going to start to also get more comfortable with your abilities. You're going to start to say, ooh, hey, I just kind of know that they're there. Or, oh my goodness, I just saw a picture of them in my mind. So give yourself time to kind of work with that as you go along with it, okay? So here you can just choose to experience. Again, ask a question. You can make a request. So saying, "Hey, will you show me your name?" Or "Are you a boy or a girl?" Or can you send me a symbol or a sign? What is your symbol? Or can you send me a feather? And then kind of go from there and just keep practicing with this on a daily basis. Okay, so this is important. Again, consistency is key. Okay, all right. So I have, woo, that was awesome. I have some questions that I have gathered over the last few days, um, from women on Facebook and some women on Instagram. And I want to answer them now for you. And I don't have everyone's names, I just have the questions. So see if this is your question or if they do resonate with you, okay? So one of the first questions is, what are the signs when you are connecting to a spirit baby? So here it's going to be very individual. Again, you are working on your own type of unique communication with your baby. So, are they a talkative baby? You may experience that they are very talkative, or you may sense that you just know. They may send you symbols and signs. So, you're really going to have to kind of work through the meditations and visualizations on a daily basis to start to get, okay, how do I know I'm connecting to my spirit baby? The thing too here is that that's what your intention is. So you are setting the intention, you are creating this sacred moment for yourself. You're creating this sacred time for yourself to connect with spirit baby. Okay? That's what you're trying to do. And you're going to say that, I want to connect with my spirit babies that want to come to me earth side. And so from there, you'll start to see the signs as you work through your meditations each day. Okay? All right. So, my next question is, how do I trust that the message I'm receiving is my spirit baby and not my overactive mind? Okay. So, this is a huge one. I get this question a lot. How do I know that I'm not making this up? How do I know that this is not just something I'm making up? So, this is really going to be about, again, practicing on your intuitive abilities. How can you foster your abilities? How can you start to connect with your spiritual self to further trust those messages that are coming in? And it's about, making that connection too, saying, hey, I want to open up my third eye. I want to be aware of things that are unseen to me. And even little things, you could start with little things like, what I like to do on game shows is, what I used to do is, one way to practice my intuitive abilities is to decide who is going to win the game show. Now, there's no way for you to know that, right? Except to tap into yourself, to tap into your unique intuitive abilities and start to do things like that. And once you start getting those little inklings, and that's the thing, is to start to pay attention to what is going on inside of you, to pay attention to those little inklings, or saying, like, ooh, I knew I shouldn't have taken that road because it was blocked off by traffic. Different things like that are going to start to help you tap into yourself. And once you do that, you start to trust more. It's about trusting yourself more so that you know that it's not your overactive mind. Things too, when we are connecting with spirit and spirit baby is connecting with us, I feel that it's pretty quick. I feel like they're not going to sit there and go, hey, maybe it's a butterfly or maybe it's this. You're going to get that picture in your mind. You're going to see that butterfly, or you're going to hear their name said, and that's going to be your trust. That's going to be you're going to say, yes, that is them. So keep patience, and keeping your confidence up is huge in this. Okay. All right, my next question is, can a baby be manifested and brought in? Now, I talk a lot about babies are on their own timeline. That we don't get to choose when they come in. We've seen perfect embryos. How come perfect embryos don't work, with IVF or things like that? Baby, that spirit world, from what we as humans know or have experienced, um, is that it's on their time. However, I do believe that you can manifest your baby and bring your baby in, because you are putting out to the universe what you want as your reality, what you want to bring, what you desire, knowing that you're surrendering to divine timing, but that is the energy that you are putting out, is that you want to bring your baby into the world. So I totally think you can manifest and bring your baby in. However, it is on their timeline, okay? And this is everything that I'm talking about to you today, is what I have learned through my own experiences with myself and with clients. No one can claim to know what's going on the other side 100% as fact. It just isn't the case. If anybody says that, I would not believe them. So we're just going by, again, our intuitiveness, our natural intuitiveness, our psychic abilities, our connection with spirit, and just trusting in that, okay? All right. So my next question is how do I tell if it's a past spirit baby or a future spirit baby? I feel two spirit babies at times, but not lots of other communication, mostly signs. I think this is one of those things that's kind of hard to decipher. Um, I think you're going to have to get into your own space with each of them and maybe try to connect separately. Because it's hard to say, do we know if it's a past spirit baby or a future spirit baby? I would say that a past spirit baby might have moved on if they'd chosen not to come through in a specific way through you. They may have decided, okay, you know what, I need to find a different soul group. I need to choose this other body to come into. This wasn't quite right for me. So I'm not sure about past spirit babies. Future spirit baby, I feel would be also the current spirit baby. So if you want, I would try to get in. Maybe you can do a meditation and then try to get in on separating and connecting with them individually, if that helps you. Okay. That was a good question, though. All right. Next question is, if you know you have two spirit babies, how do they decide which one will come through first? So, what I have experienced in other women's sessions varies greatly. I can sometimes see one child, a younger child, and an older child, but the younger child comes in first. So I've seen very different things, or I can see that there is one sibling, there may be like a group of three siblings, and you can tell that one is the leader, okay, I would say, or speaks for the rest of them. So I think this is, and that's what I've experienced before with other women, but I would say that this is one of those things that happens on the spirit side that we do not know how it works, okay? Again, they may have a specific soul purpose. One child may need to come through in order for that second child to fulfill its purpose, or one child may need to come through first in order to allow that second child to come through. So I think this is going to chalk this one up to the mystery of life there and how that works out. But it is pretty amazing what I've seen so far. Again, and actually seeing some spirit babies like kind of speaking for the rest of them, speaking for the collective, like of a sibling group. Okay. I think this is my final question. Can we connect with can we still connect with spirit babies during pregnancy? Okay, so what I have experienced so far in clients as well during my first two pregnancies is that spirit communication for Luna, my first daughter, hers continued in, but I would say it kind of got spotty, almost like a radio that is going in between stations. So, what I believe to be true is that while this baby is inside of you, while you're growing this baby is split between two worlds, okay? They have their spirit, the spirit side that they are very still connected to the soul and the spirit world, but then also growing in human form. Okay, they're growing their body. We have heart and brain and all this thing. So we have these two separate. They're kind of like, I feel like they're two separate beings in one. And what I've seen through pregnancy is because so much is going on physically and spiritually, they get quieter during pregnancy. And that has happened for me, and that has happened during client sessions as well, where I'm like, hey, here I am, doing an energy healing for a pregnant client, and I'm like, she's just not talking to me today. Or I kind of feel that baby give me like a, hey, don't mess with me right now. You can work with mom, but I do not want to be bothered. And I respect that each time. And actually, when I do work on a pregnant client, I will ask the baby, is it okay for me to do this work around you? Because I'm always, we have to be respectful of that, respectful of spirit. So yeah, so during pregnancy, it's definitely interesting how that pregnancy, that communication will kind of go in and out. um, I did find though during pregnancy that I received more signs from them, physical signs in my physical world, as opposed to having the actual back and forth conversation. All right. Oh my goodness. So that was the questions I received. They were amazing questions. Thank you so much for sending those in. And like I said, if there are any others, I am going to address them after the call. Okay? All right. So now it is time for our visualization slash meditation, whatever you would like to call it. I would like to, excuse me, once again tell you if you are driving, please, or doing anything, like I said, operating heavy machinery, or doing anything that requires your undivided attention, please stop that thing and come back to this video in about an hour. And yes, it will be saved on Instagram and you can rewatch this later as many times as you want. Okay. So again, come back to the replay. Make sure that you are in a nice, you can go in a chair or in a bed and lay down and relax. Okay. So I'm going to invite you to do that now to settle into the space that you're in. And take a few deep breaths and release any excitement or tension that you may have right now. So I'd like to ground us together. And grounding is by using our root chakra. So let's ground down together by picturing or sensing our legs like the trunk of a big oak tree with roots growing through our feet and firmly planted into the ground. And you feel those roots going from your feet into the ground, firmly planted. You are safe, you are secure, you are grounded. I ask all of our angels and guides to provide us with guidance and protection as we do this sacred work today. If it feels comfortable, I invite you to place one hand on your heart and another on your womb and close your eyes. And as you close your eyes and they get heavier, you relax into the space you're in. You are right where you are, listening to me, breathing in and out. And that means you can connect with your spirit baby easily or without any effort at all. And as I count down from 5 to 1, imagine, if you will, the most beautiful and magical garden you have ever seen. 5, 4, 3, and going deeper, 2 and 1. You're in the center of the garden now, taking everything in around you. And as you look around, you know that you are safe. You can smell the flowers. You can feel the grass under your bare feet. And you could hear soft sounds from a brook not too far off and leaves rustling in the trees. As you walk further into this garden, you see a bench and you walk towards it. You take note of the bench. It's so magical. Is it intricately carved wood? Is it made of ancient stone or something else? It's all yours to decide. It's so inviting, and you sit down comfortably. You soon realize that this is a special meeting place for you and your spirit baby. In this moment, you ask your spirit baby to come closer to you and meet you at the bench. Maybe you can see your baby or feel them there. Use all of your senses to take them in. There's no right or wrong. This is your special relationship, and you communicate with each other perfectly. I'm going to give you a minute now to say anything you want to say to them, or simply listen to your baby for any messages they want to give you. You thank your baby for their beautiful message and the time that you've had together. It's now time for baby to return to their world and for you to return to yours. But you know that you can meet and communicate with them anytime you wish, just by visiting the garden. You say goodbye and know you will see each other again soon. As you get up from the bench and walk away, you feel a sense of immense joy, love, and bliss radiating throughout your body. Enjoy this feeling. Take a few deep breaths, and as you return to your space, time here and now, wiggling fingers, stretching legs, and gently opening your eyes. I hope you enjoyed that meditation. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to hear. I'd love to see your comments. If you connected, if you saw anything, if you heard anything, if you felt anything, put them in the comments below. Feel free to come back after and let me know. Now, here's the thing: you may not have connected this time. You may not have had a full connection. But if you continue to do this process, you can continue this one great way. Just meet your baby in the garden every day. Take 15 minutes to sit with them in this beautiful, magical garden and start to develop your relationship. Okay? So let me know if you saw anything. I would love to know. Okay? So, all right. So before we wrap up, I promised that I had an exciting announcement to make, and I wanted to share with you a new way to work with me. If you enjoyed this class, if you want to further develop your intuitiveness, your intuitive abilities, your mindset, manifestation techniques, if you're interested in crystals and moon phases and want to kind of learn all the things, I am so excited to do that in my new monthly membership called the Sacred Goddess Circle. I will be sharing all different types of classes like this and all these wonderful things to learn with me in this beautiful collective of women together, kind of just wanting to all do the same thing, and that's grow, consciously grow. Okay. So I'm opening up the Sacred Goddess Circle within the next couple of weeks. And if you want to get the news, be the first to know what's going on with it and to join, I am going to set up a wait list, and you can join that wait list and you will find out exactly when things are happening. Okay, so I'm so excited. Ooh, I have on Facebook, Mary says, I saw the color purple. And I heard them say, I kick because I'm restless. Oh, that's interesting. Do you mean like kicking your legs? Um, but love that color purple. So that color purple is one of the colors that represents the third eye, okay? The third eye, which is where we have our psychic and intuitive abilities partially coming in from those areas in our body. So that is awesome. So Sue saw purple too. And that is one of the biggest colors I believe I feel that comes through, especially during energy healing sessions. Of women seeing this color purples and blues. So that is awesome. So take this. Again, meet them in the magic garden every day, or use that other type I talked about, meditate, that other visualization, and kind of just take your time each day to spend this dedicated sacred time to do this work and communicate with your spirit babies. It is such a special thing to do, and it was so rewarding to see my relationship grow and then to actually become pregnant with my first child at the age of 42. So it was incredible. So that is it, my ladies. I hope you enjoyed this. Send me some hearts, leave some comments if you enjoyed this. Let me know if there's anything else you would like to learn, and I'll talk to you soon.